Yeesh. Bitch. I'm going. Hello everybody and welcome to this video. This is a bit of a different one. It's kind of an update video, but not really. My hair looks like this because I guess I just got out of the shower and I feel like I need to record this before I forget about it. So, y'all all know about my series, the ReviewIsh series. What is this? Get off my screen. So, I started the ReviewIsh series, as basically a way to talk about movies that I enjoy, because, well, I don't know, it was right after Infinity War. I was binge watching all the Marvel movies, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about these movies because I like about these movies, and that's immediately when I wanted to do something different with the series and how I structured it. Most people, it's so easy to just talk about the newest film, the newest movie out, you know, and get a quick click, the first impressional people, and of course I do that with the Marvel and Star Wars stuff and all that, but I wanted to do this, so I immediately made it a rule that I will only do review-ishes of series of movies, and then I made it that it had to be at least 4, therefore, because a trilogy is just kind of not enough to work off of, I guess, but 4 movies. I also just wanted to do Indiana Jones, so I decided to do it like that. And starting off, I structured it really weirdly. Starting off with Phase 1, I went act by act, so I'd be like, let me talk about Act 1. It was kind of slow-paced, but a good opener. Act 2, kind of slow, but alright. Act 3, really good finale. It's so dumb, so dumb. Thank God I dropped that. Should I close this? Does that look, that looks literally the same. But anyway, so then I went about like that, and I made it different where at first I did just do the typical 7 out of 10, but I didn't like that. I don't like giving just blank numbers to things, and I don't want to be like 7.8, because then I'm gonna have to calculate myself of what makes a 7.8 different from a 7.9, you know. So I was like, what if I just rank them as I go? Because not a lot of people watch my stuff, so it's not like it's spoiling and it would all come down to the finale of me binge watching all these movies would be a ranking of all the movies. So it'd be like, oh, it's like building up to something. And then, of course, as I go, my opinions could change. You know, I could rewatch something and like it more than the other thing that I rewatched. So I was like, this is a really smart idea. So then at the end, or whenever I wanted throughout the video, I was just like, oh, it's boom, this is where it is on the ranking, number 6 or whatever, which is really smart. I really like how I do that, and I want to keep doing that. But then something kind of messed it up. I'm wearing a Marvel shirt, and I didn't realize it. That's funny. I'm funny. But then something happened. The Mandalorian came out. Now, The Mandalorian it takes place in the Star Wars universe. It's not important to anything, though. But it's a television show with the same, basically, not the same budget, but, you know, the same kind of production value of the movies. And I didn't have to make it review-ish, but it's something about not putting it with the review-ish. I could have done episode by episode, right? That's my other series where I do review TV shows, and I basically give my first impressions of all the episodes, and then at the end I talk about the whole series. But I didn't really want The Mandalorian to go with those. And then the new the new Marvel shows are coming out. Those were integral to the MCU. It's like, well, shoot, what do I do? Because like I said, I didn't want them to be on their own with episode by episode. Of course, it could have worked out that way. That's how I'm going to end up doing that, more on that in a second. But I didn't want it like that. So with WandaVision, I was like, shoot, I'm supposed to rank this. Where do I put it? Do I just count like the highs? Do I count the whole series? Do I count maybe my favorite episode of where I'd rank it? Because I'm pretty sure on the ranking, it's not that high. Like, it's not super high, even though it's a fine show. So here's how I'm doing the shows, right? I didn't want to make rules of, oh, it has to be canon to the blah, 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 or blah, 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 or this. So, like, it's basically whatever I want to be. So, talking about Star Wars, right? I'm still updating Star Wars, so if they come out with a new movie or something. Star Wars is also coming out with a lot of new shows. I haven't done Mandalorian Season 2 yet, which I probably should do that. I haven't finished Mandalorian Season 2. But, like, the Clone Wars. I wouldn't put the Clone Wars in there because that's animated, so it's just like not fitting the right mold or anything. But Brian, it's not animated, so that means you're not doing the What If series, right? Because the What If is animated, but that's also Marvel. Maybe. I still don't know. Honestly, I still don't know if I'm going to do it. It's all up to me. I'm not making a list of rules of what is going to be reviewish, what isn't. Something like What If is probably I'm going to do episode by episode. because I feel like that would be a smart thing to do episode by episode. But yeah, no, it's all up to me. That's the update. But regarding the ranking, I am doing something new. I will have a show ranking and then a movie ranking and then a big ranking, basically. So of all the MCU projects and then shows and movies, because it is good to compare the shows to the shows and the movies to the movies. It's like apples and oranges. You can put them together as like maybe a favorite food, but so. And regarding the big list, it will be overall enjoyment. Whenever I think of a movie, I never think of what is actually better. I'd like to think, what would I rather watch again right now, and what do I respect as a movie? Like, I respect The Winter Soldier a whole heck of a bunch, but I wouldn't just sit down, The Winter Soldier as in Captain America Winter Soldier, I wouldn't just sit down and watch it right now, So then that affects the placement. And the show, it's less of the entire show and more of just how I feel about it. That's why it's different. That's why I need a list for just the shows. So now, of course, WandaVision's at number 1 right now, but starting with The Falcon and Winter Soldier, once that's finished and I do my reviews on that, I'll then have the show list and then the full list. Does that make sense? I don't understand. I hope y'all get that. I wanted to make this video just to clear things up because it's about over a 5-minute video. I didn't want to put this at the end of The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Nobody's going to watch that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know you didn't. Probably nobody's made it this far. I think I'm trying a new editing software. I don't know. I watched episode 1 of The Falcon and Winter Soldier and haven't recorded the bit yet, so